Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Believe it or not, a Republican senator, yes, a Republican senator has blocked a bill to prevent private debt collectors from seizing your stimulus check. This is pretty unbelievable news, but once again, a Republican senator blocked an attempt from the other side to prevent private debt collectors from seizing your $1,400 stimulus check. I'll give you all the details in this article and I'll advise you what you should be doing. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. And our channel, the Ignition Time channel, is growing very rapidly because I give you the news that's important to help you understand the way our country works, by extension, the way our economy works, and then for you to understand how best to manage your money. So here's an article on your screen that was originally published by The Hill, and as always, you'll get a link to all of our resources in the description section below. The news that we have is that Senator Pat Toomey, the Republican from Pennsylvania, blocked legislation that would have prevented private debt collectors from being able to seize stimulus checks that essentially were passed, the $1,400 stimulus checks that were passed as a direct result of the latest American Rescue Plan that was signed into law by the president. Now, keep in mind that Senator Ron Wyden, who's a Democrat from Oregon, and Sherrod Brown, who's a Democrat from Ohio, did attempt to pass legislation that would have shielded these stimulus checks from private debt collectors. They wanted to try and prevent private debt collectors from being able to access the $1,400 stimulus checks. But Senator Pat Toomey, the Republican from Pennsylvania, essentially blocked it. Now, I want our viewers and subscribers to know that the second stimulus check, the $600 stimulus check that was signed into law by former President Trump, did indeed have this protection. But unfortunately, the new $1,400 stimulus check does not have this protection because it was passed under a different set of rules. It was passed under the process of budget reconciliation. So this particular $1,400 stimulus check can indeed be seized by private debt collectors. Here's a quote from Senator Ron Wyden from the Senate floor. He said this: "Now, Senator Brown and I wanted to include these protections in the American Rescue Plan. We want to include them just like it was done in the December relief bill. But the problem was Senate rules don't allow Senator Brown and I to include these protections in the American Rescue Plan." In other words, he was saying that he needed more support from Republicans, and it was very clear that the Republicans blocked it. And the way the Senate rules work is that basically anyone can propose anything and anyone can object. As you know, Senator Pat Toomey objected. Under the Senate rules, again, any one senator can propose something, but also any one senator can block it. Now, this is what Toomey argued. Toomey argued that the Democrats' decision to go it alone with this $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan and use the process of reconciliation was the reason that they could not get the language protecting the payments into the bill. So basically, he's telling the Democrats, because you decided to go it alone, you didn't get the protection that you wanted, and therefore, I'm not going to let you have that protection after the bill has been passed. In fact, we have some specific comments from Pat Toomey that are indeed quite interesting. And this is what Toomey said. Are you ready for it? Toomey said this: "It was going to be strictly Democrats using the reconciliation process, and that is the only reason that this provision couldn't be addressed, because it can't be dealt with under the reconciliation rules." Now, this is almost like the senator holding the Democrats hostage and saying, "I will punish you. Because you decided to go it alone, I will punish you. And by extension, I will punish the millions of our fellow citizens who are concerned about private debt collectors seizing their stimulus checks. So because I want to politically punish the Democrats, the millions of our fellow Americans who need this stimulus check to be able to put food on the table, to pay rent, to be able to keep the lights on, are going to suffer. Millions of our fellow Americans in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality, many of whom have lost their jobs permanently. Let them essentially suffer because the Democrats decided to go it alone. Because politically I'm angry with the Democrats, I'm not going to let them have the protection that was there under the previous bill that was passed under a Republican Senate, under a Republican president. I'm not let the Democrats going to have this victory. In fact, Toomey said this. Are you ready for this comment? All right, here we go. He said, "How about the deadbeat dad not paying his child support?" Again, how about the deadbeat dad not paying his child support? These are comments from Pat Toomey, the Republican from Pennsylvania. And Toomey also said this. He argued that this fix that was proposed by Wyden and Brown would prevent the money from going to individuals and companies, mainly debt collectors, that a court has determined should see the payment. So it's very interesting. He's saying that if a court decides that an individual, maybe a landlord or a company, decides to be a debt collector on money that you owe them, then if the court decides that, who are we to say that that shouldn't happen? Well, he was the senator that actually voted for packages in the past that provided protection against private debt collection. But now he decides that the court, which then decides that a private debt collector should seize money from you, should be able to do what they want, and at the same time says, hey, and says it pretty openly that, hey, this is political in nature. Pretty incredible that the same senator would support a bill under a different president and a few months later would decide to not support the same amendment that was proposed by Democrats, just so that he would not give or should not give the Democrats some sort of political mileage out of this situation. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And folks, as all this is happening, a rather interesting headline that appeared on Fox, will show you this headline on your screen. President Biden stumbles multiple times, falls as he scales Air Force One stairs. Fortunately, the president is okay, but there we actually do have a video of what just happened with the president stumbling as he was going up the stairs of Air Force One. Let's take a quick look at this video of the President of the United States stumbling as he was boarding Air Force One. The good news is that the president is okay, and this was essentially reported by the White House that the president's doing okay. Let's take a quick look at this video, and I want our viewers and subscribers to know what's going on. Let's roll the tape. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this rather interesting position referring to deadbeat dads by the Republicans as they essentially block a piece of legislation that would have helped millions of our fellow Americans, but unfortunately would have given some political points to the Democrats. And no. That is simply not going to be acceptable if you're a Republican senator from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I assure you the president's doing okay. Speaking of the president, I can assure you that when the president watches Ignition Time, there he is. What's up, Mr. President? And when Pat Toomey, there he is. When he watches Ignition Time, both of them click the like button, both of them enable notifications, and both of them click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.